So, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the good things with the PC, the bad things with the PC, and an update about whether I'm getting a world record for my PC. So let's start with the good things. It has a Core i5 3rd gen, and yes, a 3rd gen, I'll get to that later, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB storage, solid state drive storage, and 1.5 terabytes of hard drive storage, just purely for backup. So yeah, looking at the spec sheet, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds like a pretty adequate PC, and especially if you're considering Windows 10, which is not a bad operating system. It's pretty good on computers, but they have like a Core i7 and stuff. Main issue comes with the Core i3s and stuff like that, but this has a Core i7, so it's not going to be a Core i5, so it's not going to be that bad, right? Well, let's see. So when I actually got the PC first, the 8GB of RAM, for some reason the order was cancelled because, I don't know, they didn't have much stock or whatever. So that got delayed a lot. So I had to find something filler, so I got like a 2GB DDR3 RAM stick, which I had just lying around. It was from a pretty old PC, so I decided to just use it in that just for the video because I wanted to come out before starting of June. So yeah, I just put all the PC together and I installed Windows 8.1 because, as I showed in the video, told in the video, my RAM didn't arrive yet, so I had to use some filler 2GB RAM stick. So yeah, Windows 8.1 worked pretty well, and eventually the 8GB of RAM did come, so I put it in, did everything, upgraded to Windows 10, and then the issues started to come even more prominent. So, let's do something bad. So let's go a little back. As you saw in the video, I actually didn't have the 256GB SSD back then. I only had like 2 hard drives, and I thought hard drives, it's Windows 10, right? And I thought processor was everything. The hard drive didn't really matter. If it's a hard drive or SSD, yes, SSDs are a bit more smoother, but it doesn't really matter. Well, that was a pretty big mistake, since the hard drive is really slow. It took like 5 minutes for the computer to even boot up, and another 5 minutes just for everything to load. Granted, it was pretty snappy after that. After waiting a couple of 5 minutes, it was completely on. It was every action that you took, it was pretty fast, but the on time was ridiculous. So I decided, let me get an SSD. So instead of buying an SSD, which was half the price of the entire computer itself, I decided, how about just I recycle some old computer. So found a laptop, and I took the SSD out of that, put it in this machine. So yeah, and I reinstalled it, reinstalled the OS on it, which turned out to be an entire nightmare, as for some reason macro and reflect didn't boot, and so I decided, let me just clone the disk first. Macro and reflect is what I used to clone the disk, but it unfortunately didn't work. It will just boot up straight back into the hard drive, and even though I remove the hard drive, it will just go straight back into the BIOS. So yeah, that was not that good. So I decided let's do a fresh install, and I did a fresh install, and then the display drivers were not installed for a couple of days, which was kind of bad since I needed it to be done now itself. So yeah, after the display drivers got done in a couple of seconds, it's raining right now. Sorry about the background noise. Great time to be raining. So yeah, after all that, everything started to work completely fine, so everything was good. So I decided, how about I make this my main PC, because I already have this empty little shelf here, which back in the day my family was using it as like a family computer, but that computer has long since gone broken. So yeah, that's why this desk was literally sitting with a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse with no PC, everything. So I decided, how about I put this PC to good use? So I put it literally right there, and I use a computer for my main stuff, and I helped run the Midnight Afros channel for a while. Then a couple problems started to arise. I recently decided to work on a pretty long 1-hour video of some sort of a program type thing, because I do a lot of stuff outside of YouTube, and I was thinking of doing that on this PC. Now, you have to remember is that I was on a budget. This is my first ever PC building, so if anything goes wrong, that's a lot of money down the drain. So that's why I decided to choose all the cheap parts, like Core i5 3rd gen, 2GB of RAM, which 8 gigabytes, which is not that big, but okay. And motherboard that was also pretty cheap. And the case is actually from a value manufacturer, including everything that's in it. So yeah, everything came out to a total of $85, which I was fully comfortable with spending, even if everything broke. So yeah, I was comfortable in losing that much. It was not $3,000 or anything, but that came with its drawbacks. Even though I actually built everything and I got finished building everything, my 1 hour video just failed to render. Like, it was showing like 1%, 2%, 3%. I had a lot of footage that I needed to upload across to the computer, but it was just like taking really slow. It was probably because of the processor, because when I checked the touch monitor, the processor was literally sitting at 100%, and it took, I left for like 5 hours. It was not even 50% done, so I was like, oh, screw this. It's good for normal work. Yes, I guess I should have known. The Core i5 3rd gen is like a 10-year-old processor. It's made for running Windows 8 and all that stuff, and I'm over here running Windows 10 to do some heavy, intense tasks. So I kind of should have overseen that already. But at that point, I was like, I don't really want this to be my main PC. So I decided I'll just keep it as a backup PC, because there's 1.5 terabytes of storage in it. What can go wrong with that? So I just keep it as a backup PC. It's still right here, and I replaced it with my MacBook, which is right here right now, which is the current computer I'm using, and I don't want to move it too much since I most probably will lose something. So there you go. That's my mic. Yeah, look at my mic's working still. Okay. So yeah, that was just a little reason why I'm back to using my MacBook. And yeah, I also connected the external monitor. I'll just show you a quick video of that right here. So yeah, and that was not that bad. It's not a big of a mistake, because since I'll still use this as my backup PC, because I have like 1.5 terabytes in there. Like, who doesn't want that much of storage or just for backup? Like, wow. So, and now it's time to do a quick update on my world record. So I applied for the world record back in May, just a couple of days after I built the PC and everything was working. So I applied for the Guinness World Record, and I just waited for a couple of days, and it told me that the expected time was 8 freaking weeks. 8 weeks. And granted, I did that back in May, and it's July. Well, at the time of recording this, is July. I did that back in the end of May. July is right now, so yeah, that's not that good. So I'm still waiting for my response. They told me that they would contact me in 8 weeks. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that. Just a little update. Anyway, guys, so that's not that big of an expensive mistake. It was like, it was just a little, like, I didn't really need it type of thing. I just didn't really need it. Anyway, guys, that's for watching, and, yeah, I'm trying to get back on my video quality, because, if you're wondering, I had a lot of subscribers on this channel, and everything kind of just got hacked. So yeah, trying to get back on this channel again. Yeah, hopefully, I'll be able to, restart this channel, and everything goes fine. See you guys in the next video. Peace.